start your diet out with anywhere from 20 to 35% of your daily calories coming from fat. All right, hey everybody, what's going on? Coach William Grazione here, owner of Metabolic Evolution, and today we're talking all about fat. So how much fat you need, what the purpose of fat is, and then what recommendations we have around fat. All of that content is coming right up in the presentation. What is the problem? Why are we even making this video? Well, here's the thing, is that within our coaching, what we've been getting over the last few months is more people coming in with lower fat intakes. Now, I think that it's likely because of the hormonal and metabolic adaptation that a lot of people are experiencing when it comes to competition preparation diets and trying to get excessively lean. Not to mention that the coaches that these people are working with before they reach out to us are just programming them low-fat diets. So what I hope to bring you guys within this video is some more awareness and some more education around why a low-fat diet is not going to be the most optimal for you, for your health, for your endocrine system, or for your hormones. Now, fat in general has been demonized probably over the last 5, 10, 15 or more years. And when people hear fat, there's like a negative connotation that kind of comes along with that. And people will think that, well, if you eat fat, you're going to get fat, right? However, that's farthest from the truth. So let's go ahead and dive into the next slide. All right, so what is dietary fat? The first thing we have to understand is that dietary fat is one of the 3 main macronutrients, okay? Now, dietary fat is the most calorically dense macronutrient, being that it has 9 calories per gram of fat. So as an example, if I was to program in 40 grams of fat for one of our nutritional coaching clients per day, she would yield roughly 360 calories from fat. Now, important to consider is that fat, or lipids, the molecules mainly consist of hydrogen and carbon atoms. Now, there are 4 different types of fats, which we're going to talk about next. The 2 ones you want to stay away from are going to be the saturated fats and the trans fats. Now, the 2 that are typically categorized as being healthier fats are going to be the monounsaturated fats and the polyunsaturated fats. And in a later slide, we'll talk to you guys about what food choices may be the best when it comes to making sure you can get plenty of monounsaturated fats and polyunsaturated fats. What is the role of fat? Fat in and of itself is an energy source. It can be used as an energy system. It's also utilized to store fat-soluble vitamins, and it helps us to protect our internal organs. Now, one of the main reasons why you have to make sure that your dietary fat intake stays up to par with the evidence-based recommendations is that fat controls your endocrine system and your hormonal function. And one of the major endocrine system glands is actually your thyroid. So you guys have heard me talk a lot about thyroid and its ability to regulate your caloric expenditure or metabolic adaptation, depending on how you choose to feed it. So a few of the main focal points I want you guys to think about when it comes to your endocrine system and the overall health of your endocrine system are these side effects. So there are some people who have dieted for prolonged periods of time, they've experienced severe metabolic adaptation, and they have a lot of brain fog, so their cognition's actually down. They will lose hair. So I've heard girls in competition preparation who have lost a lot of hair, or people who are chronic dieters, they lose a lot of hair, their hair gets super thin. And then the other thing is that your skin can actually dry out. Your nails will stop growing, and not to mention, like I said hormonally earlier, that cholesterol is a derivative of testosterone and estrogen. So if there's no cholesterol, testosterone and estrogen cannot thrive. And next up is omega fatty acids. Now, many people, when they start some type of fat loss phase or a weight loss approach or something like that, they typically just think about, I'm going to eat chicken and I'm going to eat vegetables. And that's a big problem, because here's the thing, is that while chicken does contain omega-6, chicken does not contain much omega-3 whatsoever. So you have to be able to supplement omega-3 to be able to get the benefits of omega-3. Now, like I mentioned earlier in the previous slide, we're going to tell you guys some food sources that you can rely on during your diet, or supplements that you can rely on during your diet to make sure that your omega-3 fatty acids stay elevated. Now, the first thing we want to think about is marine animal sources of oily fish, okay? So what I'm asking you to think about is, if it swims in the water and it's oily, it's probably got a solid amount of omega-3s in it. Meaning that it could be salmon, it could be sardine, it could be mackerel, it could be any type of oily, like any type of oily swimming fish will have a lot of omega-3 fatty acids in it. Now, I don't know about you guys, but going to the store and buying fresh fish for $20 a pound can get very, very expensive. So something that I actually recommend is supplementing, which I'll talk about in a second. Now, if you happen to be a vegan and like to stay away from animal-based omega-3 sources, you can utilize chia seeds and flax seeds and still get the omega-3 that you need in your diet. Two very important chains of the omega-3 fatty acids are going to be EPA and DHA. Now, I'm going to go into detail in regards to what the benefits of these things are in the next slide. So like I said, it's kind of unrealistic for some people to go to the grocery store every day and spend $20 on a pound of fish. So, a supplement that I've been utilizing over the last few months is going to be Triton by Legion Athletics. Now, the interesting thing about Triton is that it has a full amount, so full clinical dose of both EPA and DHA. It also has 4,000 milligrams of fish oil in 4 capsules. So what's the recommended daily dose of this? If you look at any evidence-based recommendations, it's going to tell you anywhere between 1 and 6 grams. Now, in my opinion and in my experience working with as many people as I do, 3,000 to 5,000 milligrams of fish oil per day. Now, I think it does kind of depend based off the size of the individual, but in most cases, I recommend 3 to 4 grams for a female and maybe 5 to 6 grams for a male. Currently, I'm currently utilizing 4,000 milligrams of Triton by Legion. So why are omega-3 fatty acids so important? Let's go ahead and dive right on into the health benefits. So first thing is going to be reducing circulatory fatty acids or triglycerides in your bloodstream. Can help reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. Now, in people with, I would say, moderate to extreme depression, supplementing omega-3 actually helped improve their mood. Now, there wasn't any research done on individuals who were already happy, so it doesn't necessarily say if it improved their mood or not, because, I mean, they're already happy. But individuals who did suffer from depression, omega-3 can actually help with that. There was also a drastic reduction in inflammation. So like I said in the video yesterday, that if you are somebody who has a chronic amount of inflammation, being that you're under an extreme training program, I would highly recommend a high dosage of fish oil per day, as that can help rid the body of inflammation. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I hope you found this one very helpful in regards to dietary fat and why dietary fat is very necessary for you. Now, as a general recommendation in closing, I would highly recommend that you start your diet out with anywhere from 20 to 35% of your daily calories coming from fat, by way of polyunsaturated fats and monounsaturated fats. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.